Okay, today we're focusing on the Federalist. Last time we were learning something new. We watched, we learned about the Federalist and Anti-Federalist and how they thought, because you have to know how they think. So Friday's learning was just super important. You'll have to have that memorized. It's crazy important. So today we're just going to focus on the Federalists. Make sure you know what the word ratify means. It means to approve. Ratify means to approve. All right, so we're going to click here for our assignment, copy, wait for that to open. All right, so this focuses on Federalists, which are most popular people are Hamilton and James Madison. James Madison wrote most of the Constitution. Um, so they ended up writing like a miniature book to try and convince people to sign this, like this new Constitution, vote for this new Constitution. So, in this, these four things is Hamilton's arguments. He asks questions. Well, he knows what the answers are. And he says, these are four things. These are things that are wrong with the United States because the federal government is weak. So, he has to prove his point. The people doing all the work is going to be the Federalists because they came and showed up to this Constitutional Convention with a new government. That is a big deal because everybody was actually thought they were there just to edit the Articles of Confederation. They thought, well, we're going to have an Articles of Confederation, like they planned that we would still have one today. But the Federalists had another plan. Some of them, they recreated a whole new form of government, totally restructured it. And if you come up with something new, then you're going to have to do all the work to convince people that it's a good plan. So he asks these questions, he answers them. So how does Hamilton think he's going to solve these problems? So read these four, then drag this to either choice 1, choice 2, or choice 3. Which does Hamilton think will solve these? Well, you'll know the answer if you remember your T-chart from last time of how they think. All right, next, what you're going to have to do is go to Insert, Image, search the web to be able to add your visuals. So I need a visual that explains federalism. It's very easy. It's just, okay, we're going to have federal powers and state powers, and guess what? Then they get to share some. And then a federalist. So we have all this federalism, federalists. A federalist is a person who wants strong federal government. So what does that look like? You're going to have to, again, insert image, search the web until you find something that shows a federal government being strong or a federal strong, states that are weaker. And then there are 3 ideas in the Federalist Papers. This is what they called all the little book of essays that the Federalists wrote that are trying to explain their plan. This is just the tip of the iceberg. I'm going to explain to you the Constitution starting on Friday, where you will definitely understand it. So the first thing is they said they're going to have 3 branches instead of 1, because remember, we have the Articles of Confederation. There's only one branch, the legislative branch, where Congress meets together and makes laws. There are 2 congressmen or 2 representatives from each state. So you need to, again, insert image, search the web, and find me a 3-branch tree. Then their other idea in these Federalist Papers is, and this is all from Madison, his next idea is that you're going to divide power between the federal and the states. So whatever picture you had right here is the same picture you drag and put right here. Then the next one is draw people having power to elect representatives. If you saw me in class, my pictures are horrible. That the third idea is that the people will be represented by elected officials and making sure it stays that way. So any person in the federal government is elected directly or indirectly by the people. So that's his next idea. Sometimes I draw a stick figure with a whole bunch of little stick figures pointing to that one, like, oh, I chose my representative. So now you're going to take these 3 ideas, and I rewrote them so you didn't have to flip back and forth. But you're going to read these 3. There are 85 essays. We are not reading 85. Here's number 39, number 46, and 47. That's it. Um, you're going to read these. It's a teeny tiny piece from it. And tell me, is it describing idea one, two, or three? Is this James Madison's idea of separating the powers, like adding two branches in the national government? Is this his idea of dividing powers between state and national government? Or is this his idea where everyone is elected by the people? So you have to read this. You're only going to use each idea once. You're going to type here either idea one, idea two, or three. Idea one, idea two, or three. Idea one, idea two, or three. And then tell me how. You can just put keywords in here. So what in here told you it was idea blank? What are the keywords in here that you pulled out? You can just list keywords. Don't retype in a whole bunch of stuff. What are the keywords or phrases? Like you could say powers from the people. What words or phrases did you pull out that told you that? That's all we're going to do today for the Federalists. I just want you to actually read what they wrote at the Constitutional Convention and beyond. It is their job as a Federalist to do all the work. They came up with a plan. It is their job to do the work. And we need practice on reading very short but difficult quotes, because that's a lot of what we do in this era. And you can do it. The more you learn, the easier it will get. So you are successful if you can work through these quotes to tell me if each one is idea one, two, or three from Madison. And again, here is explaining those ideas in more detail. I just rewrote them on the other page for you. This is higher level things to work on. If you need help, please let me know. We'll focus on just the Anti-Federalists tomorrow. And on Wednesday, we're going to do quizzes so that we can really practice and apply what we know.